racing, you get daily.
Welcome back everyone to Chelmsford City. We've got the final race about to get underway here after 7 races. We've finally got the 8th race, and this is a 1 mile 2 furlong handicap, and we're going to have a look at them now in the paddock. And the first horse we're going to look at is number 2, Arabic Welcome. Christian Howarth takes the ride. We'll have £7 off his back. Marco Botti, the trainer, who's raced largely on the all-weather and justified considerable market support to win for the first time at Wolverhampton in January. A beaten favourite on his next 3 starts and hasn't been so good recently. Number 7 we can pick up is behind, and that's Luna Wish. Jack Mitchell will be on board for Claire Hobson. This horse has got the hood on for the first time. He's another horse to have won strong course form with 4 wins here from 2019 to April this year, but has lost her way a bit recently and now in the care of Claire Hobson. We can pick up number 2, who looks like we'll go 2 behind. We'll go to number 1, and that's Wimpole Hall, and that's Kieran Fallon's mount for William Jarvis. He hasn't been at his best this year, but is very capable on his day and ran a good race over this course and distance in May. That was in a better class of race, and he now returns to this track where he is a 3 times course and distance winner. We'll pick up number 6, that's Engray for Dylan Hogan and Julia Fielden. A good all-weather performer as well, and another who has had 4 wins over course and distance. So plenty of course and distance winners in this field. Number 13 we can see is Full Moon Rising. Luke Morris has just taken on board, has shown a bit fairly little on all his 9 starts, and is the lowest rated of the field. Quickly coming in behind as the horses are leaving the paddock, that's Western Beat. Joanna Mason's on board. This is a lightly raced filly by Maymas, who won here as a 2-year-old, but has only had the 3 runs this season. She's quite an intriguing filly. Her most recent run at Wolverhampton, she was just outstayed by Diamond Bay, but she ran with real credit to finish 2nd. She's quite unexposed, and I quite liked her as well. We can probably just about pick up number 11. That looks like Morani Carly going out with Georgia Lee on board, a maiden from 7 starts, and he switches back to the flat following a go over hurdles last time out. We can see in the red and the grey, that looks like Power On. John Egan is on board, and he is taking them out for John Butler. He's another course and distance winner. Plenty of those on show here today. We've got a couple left to go out. It looks like we've seen Luna Wish and Meisterzinger go out as well. And Luna Wish is another course and distance winner, Angus. There's plenty of them lining up in this field, and it will be a case as who's to enjoy their return back to Chelmsford the best as they head down to the start ahead of our last race this evening at Chelmsford.
Yeah, quite a few course specialists, aren't there, Jess? Particularly Luna Wish, as all 4 successes have come here at this course. Let's have a chat to George about it. George, Athers is his favourite here for the Jane Chapel Home team. Robert Tart, he's got a 20% strike rate here at Chelmsford. This horse has won just once, and it was last time up, and it was here.
Yeah, it was a very good performance to win over course and distance, and had a dream trip round the rail, and just had to peel off the rail inside the last furlong to get a run to go and win. I think this is a slightly more competitive race. I thought Engrave would have a fantastic chance, but has got to overcome stall 11, which again I'd be looking elsewhere. The horse I'm very interested in is a filly of Mick and David Easterby's, who ran extremely well over 12 furlongs last time at Wolverhampton. I think coming back 2 furlongs won't be an inconvenience, and I think from stall 3, Joanna Mason, who's good value for a £3 claim, will be able to just have something to aim at. I think there's a bit of pace in this race, and I felt at Wolverhampton last time the in-form horse of Tom Ward that beat Western Beat on that occasion, Diamond Bay, who's backed that form up, challenged away from it, and I just felt she would have been better with something to aim at for a little bit longer. She got left isolated at that part of the track. I think 10 furlongs round here. a truly run race will really suit.
Yeah, there's plenty with course form, isn't there? You could note Eagles Glen, who's won here in the past. His only career success has come here and likes to be prominently ridden. And Neil Callan from 9 will go forward, you'd have thought on that. And Engrave, all 4 wins in her career have come here at Chelmsford as well.
Yeah, I think there's, out of the whole field, there's 8 course and distance winners, which you know is, a lot of these are Chelmsford specialists. And as you say, Engrave, when I was doing the form of this race this morning, I felt Engrave was handicapped to win this race, but he's got a pool draw on 11, which makes life very difficult here. Yeah,
off a mark of 62. Last win came here for 67, so it's pretty well treated. Engrave for Julie Field, and Dylan Hogan's got a job on though from stall 11, and usually races prominently as well, so might have to use up some petrol early on to get a prominent position. Let's take your point about Western Beat for Michael and David Easterby. Has won here, good run last time up, comes here in decent form, just beaten ahead at Wolverhampton last time up. Wimpole Hall's a multiple winner, won more races than most of them, including 3 times here, George.
Yeah, I think, and it's a horse who's operated at a little bit a higher level than this in the past, but again, that was a while back, and I suppose my issue with Wimpole Hall is a horse who sometimes can be on the back foot out the gates, and that always puts you in a poor position around here. Yeah, it'll be a hostage to the pace scenario then, missing the break here or being slowly away, which is what Wimpole Hall can do, but he still managed to win here a few times nonetheless. So Western Beat for you? Yeah, Western Beat for me. What do you fancy, Angus? I like Eagles Glen because I think Eagles Glen will go forward in quite good form. Ran over a mile 3 at Kempton last time up. I think we'll be better off back at this 10 furlong trip, and we'll go forward under Neil Callan with a winner on the board already this evening. I think Eagles Glen looks set to run a decent race for the Tom Clover team. Most of them down at the start, and Jess awaits us for the last.
Thanks, Angus. I agree with you. And son of Glen Eagles, who just had a winner with Emblem Empire. I thought that it would be interesting to see how tactics are adopted with him, because they have held him up, they've led with him. And Neil Callan, who we know has a good record at Chelmsford and went out in the front and made the most of making use of his horse in a sprint race earlier on in the card. It's whether he might look to do that here with Eagles Glen. And as a course and distance winner who is edging closer to that second win, he came there full of running at Kempton last time, but just couldn't get to the leaders and was 4th for the 2nd time in a row. I thought perhaps he might have just been a bit outstayed that occasion. He drops back to 1 mile 2 furlongs today, and he looks well. He strips fit. Tom Clover team have had a good season, and he must represent a good chance at 15-2, but it's probably quite a trappy event in terms of there are plenty of these horses that don't have a huge amount in it on ratings, and as we mentioned as well, a good few of these enjoy this track and have a good record here. Western Beat was the filly that I was really interested in when I was looking through the form of this race, and Joanna Mason taking a helpful £3 off her back, a daughter of Maymas, who's only had the 3 runs this season. Her most recent run at Wolverhampton was all right. She was just outstayed, I thought, over 1 mile 4 furlongs, and she comes back in trip. Her run at Nottingham, she was a 7-2 favourite at that time in May, and she was beaten by a useful filly of David Ellsworth called Something Enticing, who has franked that form since, was a winner only a couple of weeks ago. So I think that form is all right. She was up a couple of pounds for that good second at Wolverhampton last time out, and coming out of stall 3, I think she's drawn quite handily for this race. And Others is another horse who comes into this off a good win here, beating a really solid horse in Brains only a couple of weeks ago, and that horse Brains has been running solidly throughout the season. And Athers has gone up £7 for that good win, but he was ridden more handily that evening, which saw him to very good effect. And I think that now they have his riding style worked out, that he could be pretty dangerous. He's a son of Debawi, only a 3-year-old. And as I said, they've been just trying to work out how best to ride him, and I thought that he was ridden to really good effect by today's jockey Robert Tart last time. as we see another course and distance specialist, Luna Wish, heading in with the hood on for the first time. And we've got Meisterzinger going on, who won on his first start for the New Connections at this track in September. The cheap pieces look to have worked their magic on him, and they're back on again. As we see a last few taking their position behind. There is Power On, John Egan looking for a double, and he told me that he is off to Bahrain along with Neil Callan for some warmer shores and some good competitive racing over there. We've got one more to go in ahead of our last, which is this 1 mile 2 furlong handicap. So we'll head up to John Blance for the final time tonight for commentary.
Many thanks, Jess. Stand by, they're ready. Gates back and away they go. Rather awkwardly away was Eagles Glen in the Support the Injured Jockeys Fund handicap over the 10 furlongs. Full Moon Rising in the mauve sleeves wants to go forward. The orange cap of Meisterzinger is also prominent. Engrave is also up at the pace. The grey horse there in the red and yellow colours. Beyond Infinity in the purple and pink has gone forward into a prominent position. Then Full Moon Rising and Athers, the white headgear, followed by Marani Kali up the inside. Then Arabic Welcome. Eagles Glen is posted wide on the turn. Then Wimpole Hall there, then followed by Western Beat towards the rear of the field at the moment. Luna Wish is also towards the back, and Power On is the back marker as they make their way down inside the final 7 furlongs or so. Engrave has come through the lead in the red and yellow colours, the grey horse. To Beyond Infinity, who sits in second. Meisterzinger, the orange cap, is in third spot, followed then on the outside by the white headgear there of Athers, followed then on the inner by Full Moon Rising. Eagles Glen, the red and white jacket, is just trying to push on to a more prominent position, followed by Marani Kali, who's on the inside. Then Arabic Welcome, very wide on the track and making a bit of a move, is Luna Wish. Then Western Beat, Wimpole Hall towards the rear of the field, and Power On is the back marker, making their way towards the end of the back straight, final 4 furlongs very shortly. And Luna Wish has gone on here for Jack Mitchell, gone from towards the rear of the field to towards the front, wasn't happy with the pace, leads by a couple of lengths. To Engrave up the inside in second, Beyond Infinity in third, then Meisterzinger in fourth, followed by Full Moon Rising. Athers has been on the 3 wide train for a while there, then followed by Eagles Glen and Arabic Welcome, Marani Kali, Western Beat, Wimpole Hall, and Power On is at the back of the field. Down towards the final 2 furlongs they come. They're levelling up for home. Luna Wish, that mid-race move now just beginning to take its toll down the centre of the track. Beyond Infinity is producing a challenge in the pink and purple. Athers is still there pitching away. Engrave hasn't gone away either. From the back staying on is Arabic Welcome and Meisterzinger, but it's Beyond Infinity who hits the frontier inside the final furlong. Over on the far side now though, it's Wimpole Hall who's finishing with a flourish under Kieran Fallon, and it's Wimpole Hall, the top weight, who goes on. Wimpole Hall from the back to the front beats Beyond Infinity. Meisterzinger was third. Athers has finished in fourth ahead of Engrave.
Well, double on the night for Kieran Fallon. He had his 200th winner earlier on in the car, and he's got 201 tonight aboard Wimpole Hall. And it'll be a fascinating race to watch back again, how he got this horse up on that far side. He looked well out of it coming around the bend, but he's gone and done it. This nice horse who had top weight to contend with, but he's a nice winner in the end. We had Beyond Infinity back in second and Meisterzinger in third, but a race where there was full of chances coming to the final stages of this race, wide open, and it was an interesting tactically run affair with Jack Mitchell aboard Luna Wish heading to the front and trying to kick on from there. And you could see where Kieran Fallon is aboard Wimpole Hall, right down at the back, not where you want to be at all, but he knew that this horse had plenty of ability and plenty of gears to use that far rail, which he does really nicely in the end. And as Luna Wish begins to flounder, and you can see Meisterzinger, who's the eventual third, trying to sustain a bit of a run. Beyond Infinity is coming there with every chance too, but Wimpole Hall has used the far rail to come home really strongly. As we pick it up from the head on, it's Western Beat, you just see there, just nearly comes down under Joanna Mason on the widest side.